Blessings, blessings, everybody. Blessings to you guys. It is Invested in Milwaukee show, and tonight we're doing the Think About It Tuesday. So why don't you just right now share this with people that you know live in Milwaukee, because Vested in Milwaukee Think About Tuesday is going to be talking about things that's happening in the city of Milwaukee. So I want you to share with each and everybody you know. I think those of us that lives in the city of Milwaukee, I think it's time we have a conversation about the things that's going on in Milwaukee. So as I am sharing, I ask that you do the same thing and share, because this is Think About It Tuesday. And those of you that know me, when it's Think About It Tuesday, I say things to make people think. I don't just say anything, but I say things to get us to think about it, talk about it, and then later, hopefully, be about it. I got a couple of announcements that I want to share before we go any further. First of all, I want to say thank you to Fee Spot, Kingdom Citizens of Wisconsin. Podcast has been ranked number 9. We went up from number 10 to number 9 of the best political podcast in the state of Wisconsin. So again, thank you, Fee Spot, for acknowledging. It's an honor to be a part of your ranking, and our goal is to become number 1 in the state. So we just thank you guys for tuning in. And when you tune in, just say hello and what part of Wisconsin that you are from. I'm tagging some people that's in the Milwaukee area, and that they will say hello as well. And then on the 21st, October 21st, at 2 p.m., we will be over at Heal Our City Inside Out. Dr. Duke Pesto will be with us, sharing what's going on in our education system when it comes to our children, our parents. You would want to be in the house to see exactly what is really going on in the world of education today. Dr. Duke Pesto will be with us. We will be on 51st and Free Branch, right on the corner of 51st and Free Branch, with Heal Our City Inside Out. Pastor Elaine is the pastor, and we will be with them on October 21st at 2 p.m. So we want you guys to come out, and join us. And we asking that you just share this broadcast, because we're going to address some things that's happening in the city of Milwaukee. And I want to start off by saying to people that are on the inside of Milwaukee that you must understand, you must realize that the most important race in the political arena, the most important race is local government. Your local race is the most important race, because your local government is the ones that make laws against you, for you. And a lot of times what we don't realize is they trained us, all right? And I'm going to get to one of our main topics tonight, but they trained us to focus on the government's race and to focus on the presidential race, and not pay attention to local government, or even understand local government, so that way they can do whatever they want to do to you, and everything starts locally. And so what they do is they try to keep you ignorant from local government, and they throw things out there and say, well, Democrats, Republicans is the one why we can't do our job. But if you just slow down and take time to investigate, you'll find out that local government been lying to the people for a long time. It is the local government that has been oppressing the people. And so when we look at local government, and what it stands for, and what it's really about, you'll find out that local government not only has been lying to you, but abusing you. We have been in an abusive relationship with local government. Okay? We have been in an abusive relationship with local government, and local officials doesn't pay you any attention. Local government doesn't care how you feel about anything. Local government and school boards doesn't care about your feelings when it comes to your children. That's why you can't really go in and out of the schools anymore, because they telling you that your children belongs to them. And so when we start to look at what's really going on, and we understand that through local government, the decisions are made for our lives. And okay, the decision is made as far as the potholes, your garbage being removed, your car being towed, the empty lots, the abandoned houses. That is not federal. That is not state. That's your local government. And so when you start to look at everything that's going on, and this is vested in Milwaukee, so we're going to talk about Milwaukee. When you begin to look at Milwaukee, right? Your city looks like its leadership, okay? Your city looks like its leadership. And if you're not happy with your city, and you're not excited about the things that is going on in your city, it's because of local government, all right? I just got to take something off my screen right quick. There. So let's take a look. Crime in the city of Milwaukee, it falls on local government. Education in the city of Milwaukee, it falls on local government. Potholes falls on local government. The service, whether it's garbage picking up, snow removal, response time, everything falls on your local government, all right? And so when you start to look at local government, and you start to wondering why our city is in the mess that it's in, why our city is financially in trouble, and why did they have to raise sales tax? And I know some of you guys, it's okay if they raise tax because you was trained that they have to raise taxes, or they have to pour more money into a problem to fix it. But let's ask ourselves, and this is Milwaukee now, those of you in Milwaukee, ask yourself a question. How long has they been pouring money into a problem that never been solved? How long have they been pouring money into a problem that's never been solved? Education sucks. They say they need more money. They get more money. Do the money go toward education? Do the money goes into the schools where the children are? Do the money goes anywhere that it needs to go when it comes to our children? No, it don't. You look at the mayor's office, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm talking about the mayor in a minute. You look at the aldermen, your common council, your aldermen, whatever district you live in, they work for you. And because they work for you, then they should be able to answer the phone anytime you call. How many of you can't get a hold to your elected official? How many of you can call them and ask them to come to your event, and they show up at the event? How many of them have got on television and say, you know what? My district is sick and tired of the crime, and we need to come together and do it. They don't. What they do is sprinkle crumbs during election time to make sure that you will vote for them, or they give some crumbs to some people that is manipulators that will manipulate you to vote for them. Now, I've managed for 30 years, $1 million companies, 30 years. And in order to get a raise, it was based on my performance. It was based on how I did my job, how much money I saved the company, what kind of bonus would come with my raise. I had to be doing a great job in order to get a raise, because in most companies, what they do is they give you a sheet of paper to evaluate yourself, and then they evaluate you, and then y'all come together and look over the evaluation and say, oh, this is how what you see, well, this is what we see. You think you good in this area, we think you weak in that area. So they in order to get a raise, you have to go through evaluation, right? So you're probably saying, well, why are you talking about raise? The city of Milwaukee just raised sales tax 2%. 2%. They raised taxes because they was claiming they was hurting financially. And they was saying that the Republicans would not give any more of the revenue share to our city. We in trouble. And what was in trouble was their pension. That was in trouble. They had messed over their pension. So they came out and had these fake listening sessions to see who don't mind if they would raise sales taxes, and they want to hear what the people say, but their mind was already made up to raise the sales tax. All right? Now, it was already set. It kicks in January 2024. The new sales tax kicks in. So the new budget come out, and they talking about it. But what was interesting in the new budget was they never talked about okay, one second. There you go. They never talked about a raise for themselves when they was doing the budget. They never talked about it. What was interesting is this. Hold on, I'm pulling up. I got the article with me. I want to make sure I quote it right. I want to share it. Mayor Johnson never mentioned his plan to increase his own pay during the speech, and has not mentioned it publicly that he was going to give himself a raise. Now, he did share, and let me find it. He did share. Let me. So here's what it looks like. So let me just, okay, I got it. Let me just pull it up. Here's what it looked like. If you are an employee of the city, not elected official, just an employee of the city, if you are an employee of the city, then if you work for the city for more than 5 years, you guys will get a 3% raise. 3%. If you under 5 years, you guys will get a 2% raise. The mayor will give himself let me make sure I say it right. I just want to make sure I give you guys the right number. So the mayor currently is paid $147,335.36. He decided in their proposal to give himself a raise where he will make $169,436.12. But he is not the only one that this proposal will give a raise to. It will also give a raise to city attorney, would go from $147,000 to $169,000. Municipal judges will go from $133,000 to $153,000. The comptroller. Now, for those who don't know what a comptroller is, the comptroller is the chief financial officer whose job is to make sure the finance is taken care of, which it's not, because we are in a financial crisis, as they say. And the comptroller makes right now at $125,000, but with the increase, the comptroller will go to $144,000. The city treasurer is at $114,000. So that means Spencer Cobb would get a raise and an increase that he would be making $144,000 to be the city treasurer. The order person, the common council, the alderman. Well, let's go back to the common council president. Common council president right now is at $82,000, and the president of the common council is at $82,000. The new rate would take him to $94,000. He or she, whoever the next common council president. But your alderman, who doesn't come in the community, doesn't answer your phone call, doesn't make sure the potholes are being dealt with, doesn't make sure your snow is removed off your block, doesn't make sure that your garbage is picked up on time, doesn't make sure the community or their district have exactly what it needs, and you can't get them on the phone. Right now, they're making $73,000, and with their raise, they'll go up to $84,000. $84,000. Listen, Milwaukee, these people are not there to serve the people. They're not there to make sure that everything you need is there for you in your community. They didn't even talk about this when they was sharing the budget on the raise. They did it privately. They did it behind your back. Again, how many times are you going to allow them to make decisions behind your back without you knowing anything? How long are you going to allow them to just sit there in the seat of do nothing, get a raise, and the city sucks, and the city is going to hell in a handbasket? That people are leaving the city. The people doesn't feel safe in the city. They're getting a raise to do nothing. They're getting a raise to do piss poor performance, and they wasn't even going to talk to you about it. The same thing happened with the county supervisors. They came to you and asked you or try to act like they want having a listening session to raise the sales tax, but they never had a listening session to say, do you guys want to be a sanctuary for transgender and non-binary people? They're doing things behind your back, letting you know that they don't care about you. It's not about you, it's about them. How long are we going to allow these people to sit in these offices and misrepresent us year after year after year after year? Milwaukee, we got to wake up. Milwaukee, we have to come together, and we have to really look at what's really going on. And we have to be honest with ourselves to say, they don't deserve a raise. They haven't done anything. What have they done? What magical thing that they've done in the city that they deserve a raise? What have they done to make your life safer? What have they done to make anything in the city better that they deserve a raise? They waste money. They spit. They're in the hole. The city credit rating went down. So now if the city borrow money, the increase is higher. They're giving out money to organizations that is not performing, and you got organizations that's not getting a dime, and they're performing. They're helping people. They're doing great things, but they don't get no money from the city. And the ones that's getting money, a lot of them ain't doing no work. A lot of them ain't doing no work. And now they want a raise. They're going to give themselves a raise. Milwaukee Employment Relations Director sent the email with the outline of the executive pay plan. So they did it behind closed doors. They sent it out and said, oh, this is what we're getting ready to do. Milwaukee, how long before we let them destroy our city? How long before Milwaukee look like Baltimore or Detroit? How long before Milwaukee look like Gary, Indiana? How long before Milwaukee starts to definitely die so outsiders can come in and buy it? How long are we going to allow that? Look what's happening in Chicago right now. In Chicago, they've got so many homeless U.S. citizens in Chicago, and their elected officials open up a school to put illegal immigrants in, but does nothing to help their own citizens that's homeless. Are we going to get to that point? Are we going to allow them to treat us that way? Are we going to allow them to be able to just do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it, and however they want to do it? We got to stand up, Milwaukee. We got to say enough is enough. We allowed them to ride on us for a long time. And the biggest mistake we could have ever did was to reelect people that's not doing anything. That's the biggest mistake we could have ever done. Continue to reelect the same person thinking we're going to get something different. You're not going to get anything different from a person who ain't doing nothing. And just because they come out and do a photo op, or just because they come out because they know somebody is giving out some free food, or just because they come out because it was a terrible murder and then they taking a picture like they really care, they do not care. Look at their actions. Look at what they've done. Look at what they're doing behind closed doors. How is it that you didn't know that they was giving themselves a raise? How you did not know that their income was going to increase? And if you work for the city, and you out there, I take my hat off to you guys because y'all out there in the cold, y'all out there in the heat, y'all out there working. And y'all work overtime. Y'all do a lot of great things, city workers. All right? But you guys should be just as mad, if not even angrier than I am, because of the fact that they telling you guys, oh, we going to give you guys a 3% raise if you work for the city over 5 years, and anything under 5 years, we're going to give you a 2% raise, but they're giving themselves a 15% raise. You should be upset. The same people that says we need to raise sales tax because we are in a bind just said we're also going to give ourselves a 15% raise. So technically, $22,000 increase, give or take some change. The mayor's going to give himself a raise at $22,000. The city attorney gets a raise at $22,000. Municipal judge is going to get a raise of $20,000. Comptroller is going to get a raise. And his raise is going to be about $19,000. City treasurer is going to get a $30,000 raise. Listen to what I'm telling you. $30,000 raise from 114 to 144. A $30,000 raise. Common Council president will get a $12,000 raise. And an alderman would get a $11,000 raise. And to the city workers, you only gonna get a 3% raise or a 2% raise. You guys do more work than they do. And they're giving you a 3%, and they're getting 15%. $20,000 raise, $30,000 raise. What else? The highest one is $30,000. $30,000 raise. $30,000. Listen to that. $30,000 for a city treasurer who do nothing but take your grandmama them houses from taxes, because they'll put a house in that neighborhood. Now the tax bracket goes up, and now your grandmama them can't afford their houses, and they lose the house, and he get a $30,000 raise. $30,000. The comptroller, whose job is to watch over the money, the chief financial person, getting a $19,000 raise. $19,000. But we're in trouble financially but they get a $19,000 raise. $19,000. Think on that for a minute. We got these people in office. We put them there. And then they do stuff like this behind your back. They don't care about you. They don't care about those that have mental illness that's walking the streets and ain't got nowhere to go. They don't care about the tent city. Those people ain't got nowhere to live and they just sleeping in tents. They don't care about that. They don't care about crime just as long as it don't come in their neighborhood. Wow, 30,000, you guys. I'm stuck right there. You give somebody a $30,000 raise. Now I can see if he was an NBA player, football player, baseball player, and they give them money because that's how they give money. But in the city of Milwaukee, this man is already going to have dual pension because he get a pension from the state from being an elected official, and now he's treasurer, so he's going to get a pension from the city, and now he's going to make $144,000. Guys, when are we, as citizens of Milwaukee, going to say enough is enough? When are we, as citizens of Milwaukee, going to let those elected officials know that your time is up? When are we, the people in the city of Milwaukee, is going to say, you done screwed us again? You told us financially we were struggling. You said they won't give us no more money in share revenue. You said that we got to come together because we need to get us out the hole, or Milwaukee would be bankrupt in 2025. And now you giving yourself a raise. Now you give yourself a raise. Now you sitting around saying, well, we might as well get ours. All the other cities our size, that's what their mayor is getting. That's what their audit person is, common council are getting. We might as well get ours, but we ain't gonna let the public know. We're gonna sound good to the public, and we're gonna let the public know that, we're doing all we can to make Milwaukee a better place and make it a city that's thriving. But since it's bleeding and it's going to go down anyway, we might as well get ours. So let's increase our pay. Let's get ours while we can. Let's do let's make sure our family is taken care of. Let's not worry about their families. Let's not worry about what they got going on. Let's make sure our family, because that's what they're doing. They only concerned about themselves. They are not concerned about you. When are you going to open your eyes and realize that the city of Milwaukee has been in an abusive relationship with their elected officials? When are we going to see it? When are we going to open up our eyes and realize that what we up against is a body of people that do not care for the people? When are we going to open up our eyes and understand that, wait a minute, they've been screwing us for years now. And only person eating and the only person that's prospering is them. Now, if you listen to their lies and they say the Republican is holding you down, and they say it's because of Republicans. Now, let me tell you, both party has their problems. I'm just going to tell you like that. They both have their problems. They both, sometimes to me, is full of malarkey. They both, sometimes to me, don't know what they really want. Okay? But when you look at your local government, everything that's dealing with your life stops there. It doesn't go any farther. It stops there. They make the decision on where the city money goes. They make a decision, and when it comes to the service, who's going to get service and who's not going to get service. They the ones that make a decision on if, like, you got some people that saying defund the police, and if they do defund the police, your neighborhood is the one that's going to have the longer response time, because downtown will not have a long response time. Police will come downtown faster, but your neighborhood, if they defund the police, it's going to affect your neighborhood. The fire department is going to affect your neighborhood. So you got to understand that those that are in low income communities, if they defund the police, it's going to be in your neighborhood. It's going to be in your neighborhood. And they know that, but they want you to sound like that so they can push the agenda that they needed to push, because they want you to think that they're going to take care of you. But they're going to take care of you all right. They're going to take care of you. And they're going to take care of you by oppressing you. And they're going to take care of you about you being afraid to leave the house at night because defund the police, or they don't want you to have a gun of concealed carry to protect yourself. They want the law-abiding citizens to become helpless. That's what they want. That's what they want. With crime dropping, companies leaving our city, then the mayor opened his mouth and said, my goal is to get 1 million people to live in Milwaukee. How is that going to happen when the city is a mess? Unless he's going to try to do what Chicago did and don't care about the citizens of Milwaukee and start housing illegal aliens or immigrants like Chicago did when they in that school. But the homeless, those that was born and raised, those that live in Chicago, they don't care about. But they give food, shelter, IDs to illegal immigrants, but they won't give it to you. So maybe that's how he's going to get the 1 million people. We got to open up our eyes and just look around, people. Is this the kind of city you really want to live in? Is this the kind of city you want to raise your children in? Is this the kind of city that you want the leadership to continue in this city with the leadership that we have? Not, if you go back, not one decision that this leadership that's been in office done for you. All right? Let's look at Black Lives Matter 2020. Our mayor at the time was the president of the Common Council. Tom Barrett was mayor, marching, no justice, no peace, marching. So they'll know that Black lives are important. Somebody answer a question for me. Out of all the protesting, out of all the marching, and with all our Black elected officials that we have, what did the Black community get? What did they get? Nothing. Nothing. Did they make Milwaukee County a sanctuary for traditional marriages? Men and women who want to raise their children, mother and fathers who want to raise their sons to be strong young men, and their daughters to be strong young women. And here's the funny part about it. Watch this, you guys. Here's the funny part about it. Some of our Black county supervisors was going around talking about be strong, my black king. Be strong, my black queen. It is time for us as black men and women to rise up. And we was going around calling each other kings and queens. And then they turned on you, stabbed you in your back, and made this a sanctuary for transgender, non-binary, so that they can do surgery on your young black kings and your young black queens, and that they can give them pills to change their hormones, but they really concerned about your young black kings and your young black queens by voting against them. By voting against them. Not once have they stood up and said, this is wrong. Not once did they stand up and say, stop grooming our children. Not once. But then they come in and they do that dirt in private, and then they come in public and say, black power, my black sister, my black brother, my black queen, my black king. And they carving you in your back. Carving you in the back. At the same time, your elected officials use your emotions to get in office so they can go against you, make laws against you, do things like this, giving themselves a raise without you knowing about it. But then they say they're for you. They're not for you. Their actions, the evidence has been proven that they're not for you. They have already let you know you are not important. They already let you know you don't matter. When are we going to open up our eyes and realize this? When are we going to open up our ears and really hear what they're really saying to us? When are we going to take a stand for what's right? Milwaukee, listen and listen carefully. This is not a Democrat problem. This is not a Republican problem. This is we the people problem. Because none of the local races are partisan. They're all nonpartisan. So it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican. It's nothing of that. Do not allow them to fool you. It's an agenda that is going forth. And they're pushing that agenda. And they're making sure they can get theirs before they get out. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. This is why. This is why you got to walk out your house and be packed, worrying about is you going to get back home. This is why some people are going to go outside of the city when next year, January, when the sales tax and stuff goes up. This is why some businesses might leave out of the city of Milwaukee to go somewhere else where they don't have to jack up their prices with the sales tax. And then all that crying about we're financially in trouble, after all that crying about we ain't got no money, they go get themselves a raise. They're working on them a raise. I don't know about anybody else, but I want a city I can brag on. And I don't want to brag because we got the Bucks, the Brewers, Marquette basketball. I want to be able to brag because it'll be a place where we can raise our family. We all are treated right. I want it where you can feel safe sitting on your porch. I want a city where business owner can strive, because let me explain this to you guys that you need to understand and realize. Government don't create jobs. Government got to get out of the way so the business owners can thrive and they can create the jobs. Government, I'll say it again, government don't create jobs. Government needs to get out the way so businesses can thrive so they can open up more jobs. That's what it's supposed to be. It's never supposed to be where the government is opening up new jobs. When the government open up new jobs, get worried, because that means something about your life is about to change drastically. When they said to the parents, you're not allowed to whoop your children anymore because that's child abuse, then here come the government created a job called Child Protective Agency. And they did a fantastic job. I'm being sarcastic. Because there was one where a man wanted his child, he wanted to raise his child, and they wouldn't give him his own child, and they put his child in a foster care, and his child died. So they're doing a great job. Or they take the child and won't put it in a family member's house, and they put it in a stranger house, and that child get molested. Listen, people, we got a lot of work to do. A lot of work. A lot of work. And if you are okay with the mayor of them going behind your back to give themselves a raise, at the same time they telling you we ain't got no money, at the same time they telling you in 2 years we'll be bankrupt, if you're okay with that, ain't nothing I can say. But if you're not okay with that, join the fight. If you're not okay with that, become part of the team. Run for office. Join in the battle. Let them know that enough is enough. Let them know that you're not going to put up with it any longer. And let them know it's time for them to go. We have to make up in our own mind what's going on. In did you listen to Dan O'Donnell? And he talked about how the mayor and the aldermen and all elected officials is getting a raise, a 15% raise. That the treasurer alone would get a $30,000 raise. The treasurer alone. I am serious. You want to come on the show? We got a couple of minutes. You want to come on? I'll send you a link and we can talk about it. All you got to do is say the word. Okay, let me send you the link. Hold on. I'm going to send you the link. Let's see what happened. All right. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to bring a troublemaker on that I know who is from Milwaukee, born and raised in Milwaukee, that he would love to talk about Milwaukee. And this is vested in Milwaukee. And I am all about my city. I am all about getting stuff done in the city of Milwaukee. And so, and check your inbox. Check your inbox. And so we have to understand and realize that when we do things, when we look at things, we cannot as a people, we cannot allow stuff like this to continue to happen in our city. So what we got to do, we got to educate. We got to help you understand what the duties of an alderperson, county supervisor, county executive, mayor, common council president, school board. We got to educate you on all of their job duties so you'll know what they're doing. So when they start to lie to you and everything, then you will know exactly who to go after, what to say to them. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to, hold on. I got to set it up. Okay, wait. I'm fixing it. I think I see him, ladies and gentlemen. NC.
What up? Duh. I'm up here and I'm listening to your show and I'm up here tripping because I heard you say that they're getting a raise. I'm like, I'm charging the car. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see what time it is. So did they say why though? Seriously, did they say why they were, you know what I'm saying? Like they justifying that in any way? Why are they doing that?
Well, they're not justifying because they didn't think it was going to get out, and so it got out because it was supposed to have been private. It was supposed to have been what's the word I want to say? In secret, okay? And so when he did his speech, he never mentioned anything about them getting a raise.
That's a shame, bro. Like the thing is, I mean, you were the one that pointed out, I think it was last year, you were talking about the budget and you were talking about some of the budget issues that they were having. And for them to have the issues that they have with the budget, for them to have the crime issue that they have and all of those different things, why is it acceptable for them to get a raise? I don't even understand the logic in it, because I was just talking to like my business partner and because he's a Democrat. And he was just saying why a lot of these things are not the Democrats' fault or whatever. And I get where he's coming from with some of this, but this is another clear case, D, of just like, man, we keep saying this as us being in the middle, and me, I lean to the right.
Well, and Jordan I don't know what happened to him, so he'll be bouncing back any minute. But you guys, this here, and I said it earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. I'll wait till he come back, then I'll bring him back on. That this is not Democrat or Republican. This is leadership. This is leadership, no matter what side of the fence is on. If you're in a financial crunch, you don't give yourself a raise. If you're having financial issues at your house, if you had some money if your money was struggling and you might struggle to pay your mortgage, you start to look at things in your house and you start to say, we can't do that, we can't do that, you can't do that. You don't go and spend extra. You don't go and say, you be like, listen, I'm about to lose my mortgage, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go get me 3 new iPhones. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna look at it and say, okay, which one more important? If I handle business, I need the internet. I keep internet. I'm gonna get rid of cable. You start to make cuts so that you can survive. But when you come public and you tell the people that Milwaukee financially is struggling, that we might have to even close a police station, a police district. They even talked about closing 6 district police stations because of the financial burden that they claim to be in. And then all of a sudden, you giving a treasurer a $30,000 a year raise? 30,000? 30? Really? You giving yourself a $22,000 raise? You giving the city attorney who's been in trouble and not really, to me, never should have been in that office, but you gave him a $22,000 raise. Comptroller, who's probably has fought with this mess, a $20,000 raise. Aldermen who don't answer their phone for their constituents, $11,000 raise. President of the Common Council, a $12,000 raise. I mean, come on. This doesn't make sense to give these raises out to people that what can they say to even justify it? You go in districts. People have been complaining about 53206. 53206 is still the same. 53225, 224, the Meadows, still the same. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. Nobody feels safe. People still complaining about their cars being towed illegally. People still complaining about their snow don't get removed. They don't plow the streets. People still complaining about garbage is not being picked up. People complaining about stuff that people dumping in alleys and they still don't come and get them in a decent time. People are still upset about lots that the city owned that doesn't get the grass doesn't get cut. People still complaining about empty houses where they doing drugs or even raping women and boys in because it's owned by the city. People still complaining about empty buildings. I mean, they got so much complaining going on, and you decide to give yourself a raise. Wow. Without the people knowing. Because they bank on you being ignorant. They bank on you not paying attention to your local races. Same thing with the education system. They bank on you not knowing what DPI really stands for. Department of Public Works. They want you to know, they hope you don't know that that's the whole education system. It's just like when Tom Barrett was over it. Not Tom Barrett, Governor Evers. He was over the whole education system, took money for Common Core without even seeing the curriculum. Just took the money. We have to make our mind up. If you don't know and you want to know, call me. We'll sit down. We'll show you the duties of each one and who you need to blame when certain things are not happening. The more you empower yourself, the more your aldermen will pay attention to you now. Because now they know you know, and they know you know what they're really supposed to be doing. And I guarantee you, you'll get better service. And the ones that do know, they run over to them and give them what they want so they would be quiet. Because they really don't think you guys know. They really don't think, and I don't want to say you don't care. It's just certain things we don't know, because I've been talking to people, and a lot of people really, really don't know who's supposed to do what. Who's supposed to do what? Who do we go to complain about this? Who do we go to complain about that? Who do we go to? And your alderman, that's why they don't answer their phones, because technically you're no threat to them. Because why? 5 of them just walked into their seats without anybody challenging them. So they're not thinking that you're gonna get up and challenge them. And then they lie. They lie and say, people say, well, you don't want to challenge them because it takes a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of money because they're not spending a lot of money because they ain't got nobody challenging them.
Right.
And so Ian, listen to this.
Okay.
The mayor will go from 147 to 169.
Really?
Yes. The city attorney
look like now?
Ain't no telling. The city attorney will go from 147 to 169. Municipal judges will go from 133 to 153.
Where are you getting this data from? I need to put this in News Undone. Wow.
The comptroller goes from 125. The chief financial officer goes from 125 to 144. But wait, the city treasurer goes from 114 to 144, a $30,000 raise.
That is a shame, D. And
the president of the Common Council goes from 82 to 94. And the alderman goes from 73 to 84.
I mean, what all we can do in the media is what we do, man. All we can do is talk about it and try to help people with solutions, but it's clear that they don't care.
It's not they don't care. They don't know. They really don't know. It's not that they don't care. It's just that they don't know, and they're not allowing it to get out. I got this, and I'll send it to you where I got it from, and I'll send it to you. But the thing about it is, they want a raise, and Milwaukee is in the worst condition ever.
It just shows that they only care about themselves, man. They don't care about the people there that are suffering and going through the stuff that they're going through. They don't care. And brother, it's disgusting, but it is what it is, man. Well, so you about to you done for the night? Because I gotta go make a quick pickup really quick. But man, thanks for letting me join, brother. But man, I don't know what else to say.
I'm done for the night. I gotta make some calls. I gotta talk to some more people because of the fact that you're paying people to destroy the city. That's what we're doing. We're not paying them to solve the problems. We're paying them to put gasoline on the fire to destroy the city so other people can come into the city and buy the city. And so we don't know what we have having a city like Milwaukee that is on a lake, on the Great Lakes, okay? We don't know the value of it. So we look at it because we see the crime, we see them not picking up the garbage on our side, we see the vacant houses on our side, we see the empty lots that's not getting cut. So we don't see the value, but investors sees the value. And so they're allowing it to die. They're allowing it to dry up. They're allowing it. That's why we went from over 600,000 to down to 500,000, and it's steady dropping because people are saying, I'm out of here. I can't prosper. My business can't grow unless I'm greasing somebody's hand.
Milwaukee corrupt. Milwaukee is corrupt, brother, and I didn't see it. We moved our businesses out here a while ago, and then I made the final trip to come out here because, quite frankly, the tax rate and the corporate tax rate are high there. the taxes on business owners is not business friendly, and that's basically stems from the Democratic ideology. They believe that government can create jobs, opposed to the other way around. They don't believe in the
Right.
private sector. They do support business though. They support the WalMarts and the huge corporations like that. Democrats are good for that. But the thing is, we all don't need to work at Walmart. I know I'm not, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there are people that, they want to be able to start their own businesses, and maybe if they had a different opportunity, and that's one of the reasons we left. Because my goal when I'm older, man, I want to be a venture capitalist. I just want to go back home, do well. I'm not gonna ever move back home, but I'm gonna go back home and I'm gonna find some of I'm gonna find some of us that got good ideas, man, and good business plans, and see what we can do, brother. Because right now, I do a few things, man. I get to 7 figures like I want to, and then I'm gonna definitely come there and just do some different things, man. Because it's a lot of opportunity in Wisconsin. So that's it. But man, my phone is dying, man. I gotta go.
Deuces, sir.
All right, brother. Nothing but love, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, nothing but love. So you guys, as I close this out, I just want you guys to understand something. We need a mayor that is for the people, that understand the struggle of the people, that understand business, that's business friendly, that want to see business thrive. We need to understand that we need someone that's not out for themselves. Now, the difference between leadership, right? You have leadership and then you have true leadership. Leadership is only out for themselves. True leadership wants to empower the people, want the people to be able to have a good life, want the people to be able to have their businesses, have their dreams. We're still in America, and there is a right to life, liberty, property, or the pursuit of happiness. And so we need to make sure that we give everybody that opportunity. Our young people need that opportunity. Our young people don't need to be babysitted. They need to be poured into. They need to be empowered. They need to be encouraged. They need to be uplifted. They need to be able to learn. And with the system that it is now in the school, they're not teaching them anything. They're not giving them that opportunity to learn. What they're doing is they dumb it down, the education. So what? So that way the government can open up another agency to govern your life instead of allowing you to have an opportunity to be whatever you want to be and to do the things that you would like to do for you and your family. And so, right now, that ain't the leadership we got right now. We got leadership that's looking out for themselves. Why didn't the city employees get a 5, 7, 8, 9, 10% raise since they're giving themselves 15% raise? Why they don't really care about city employees? If I was a city employee, I would be ticked off knowing that after 5 years, I've been there 5, 10, 15 years, and I'm only going to get a 3% raise, and y'all giving yourself a 15% raise? I would be upset. I would be heated. That's all y'all think about us? 3 or 2%, and y'all getting double digit? I would be lit. As a city employee, I will be lit knowing that these elected officials is making sure that they eat while you city employees are still on the menu. Because you either on the menu or you at the table, and you're not at that table getting a 3% and they're getting 15%. Can't be at the table. Can't be at the table. We got to stop accepting crumbs from them, making it like they're doing something or like they really care about us when it's election time. Or they try to use scare tactics or hate messages and or they try to talk about people to discredit people so that you don't know exactly what it is that they're doing. The way you stop this is you start educating people and you get people to stand up. It's not going to happen until we start to put the right people in office. Everybody in office right now is not the right people because none of the issues are solved. And they've been there already. They've been in that position. Before Cavalier Johnson became mayor, he was the president of Common Council. He was an alderman. That means he was part of the problem. These people are the ones. It's nobody outside the city. It's these people. The county supervisors have already proven it to you by going and making a resolution about a sanctuary. They already done proved it to you that they can do it. They don't have to wait on the state. They have already done proved it. But now when it's coming to you holding them accountable, then they want to lie and say, well, the state is doing it to me. This is something that each and every one of us has to be willing to invest in the city of Milwaukee. Because without investing in the city of Milwaukee, then we're going to have some issues. We're going to have some problems. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. If you give them 4 more years, it's no telling what law or what they're going to do to you as homeowners, business owners, rentals, your children. It's no telling what they're going to do. They lied to you already and said it was for you, and you voted for them, and you got nothing in return for your vote. We cannot keep going down the same road. We can't continue to allow them to lie to us. We can't continue to buy into a mirage because it's not even real what they're saying or what they're trying to tell us. So we have to come together. We have to realize exactly what it is that we need to do. And we got 5 months to get it done, people. 5 months to change the direction of our city, for our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, all the way to the next 4 generations. We cannot afford 4 more years in the leadership that we have right now. We cannot survive 4 more years with this kind of selfish leadership that is not concerned about the people of Milwaukee, just themselves. This is Dr. David D. King, vested in Milwaukee. And I just want to say to you guys, may you look around your city and ask yourself a question. Are you satisfied with what's going on? Are you really happy with the service that the city has been providing for you? All the way down to the DA. Look at what the DA have done to families. Look at what the DA done to families. We need a new DA. We need new school boards. We need new county supervisors. We need new alderpersons, and we need a new mayor that will do what's right for the people of the city of Milwaukee. Again, I want to thank FeedSpot for recognizing Kingdom Citizen of Wisconsin. We have been ranked number 9 of the best political podcasts in the state of Wisconsin. I thank you guys that goes on Apple and iHeartRadio and Amazon, Audible, and all the other podcasts to listen to Kingdom Citizens of Wisconsin, invested in Milwaukee, Saturday morning legislative meeting. It's an honor to have you guys listening, and it's an honor to be considered number 9 by Speed Spot as one of the best political podcasts in the state. So until next week, God bless. This is Dr. King.